close. If anybody wants that. Check, test, test, test. How's that volume? Is that too loud or is that okay? That's good. Okay, we're in the key of E major. So one of the things we're going to warm up a little bit, but we're going to do some new things this morning. But one of the things that we've been doing all week is playing out of different major scales. And the E major scale might be, it's a more challenging key for most of us. It's just less familiar. Just getting warmed up to that. What does that feel like? Just play that. Yeah, from G sharp. From G sharp. From A. From B. B. C sharp. D sharp supply. D sharp. E. So coming down from E after me. You play. From D sharp. Right, with me, C sharp. Now B. Sharp. With me, F sharp. E. D sharp. C sharp. G sharp going up. A. B. C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. You can improvise your bow, any position, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 7 seconds. Sorry, D sharp. After me, play after me. familiar with the key of E major and not totally familiar with it because it's unfamiliar. That's a definition of unfamiliar, is that we're not familiar with it. That's okay. Let's just kind of play a little bit in E major, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and E major, but just picking any note, and you'll have enough time to think about what note is this, right? So I like to think about the key signature for people that have ever played in an orchestra. And if you read music, then you're accustomed to looking at the top of your printed music and seeing a key signature. And so one way to think about every scale is just to think about the key signature. So in this case, I think, how many would there be? 4 sharps, is that right? F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. So that's a way to think of it, is to either see the key signature if you're orchestral and you're used to that, or you can even write it out for yourself, because basically when you're reading orchestra music, that's what you're doing anyway. You look at the key signature, and then anytime you see an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you apply those accidentals. That's right. But for other people, you might have to find another way to think about it, and there is no substitution for just knowing it. But the fact is that there's 7 notes in this key. However you want to conceptualize is how you conceptualize it. A lot of times people are like, well, isn't there like a fingering pattern or some kind of hack? And it's like, I don't care how you do it. But at the end of the day, it's like, it is what it is, right? So let's just familiar ourselves with the by the way, this is based on song in one of my Zoom classes. So I do Zoom classes, every month, and I always cover lots of different songs with classes, kind of like we're doing here this morning. So something to think about doing. But let's just find this progression. So I think this is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what if we just feel that, just count it with any notes. So 3, like this. Any note in the E major. As a reminder, I think we did this at the beginning. Can we just do this thing? Can you make this sound? Yeah, and then can you do the same thing on an up bow? Right. So just listen, and if you hear it, it sounds like this. I can always soften it, right? But we can't. We have to be able to make the crunch before we can soften the crunch. So I think it's a kind of a good reminder. So with me. The point of the note. Nice. That is nice. Now, for some of you, you might also want to conceptualize as that you're stopping your bow and restarting it. So let me show you what that looks like. It's like, first of all, we set the bow, we feel the weight of our arm. Like, you could even just do that, just like You know, put the bow on the string and feel the weight of your arm in the string. Like just feel it. And then pull. Right, pull. Right. Set, yeah, pull and then pull. Yes, yes, exactly. And now sometimes there's a tendency when we do that to want to do this with their neck. We want to kind of, we want to inhibit that, learn that kind of response in our body. So we can think loose neck. Right now, and also you might want to think about stopping your bow. So watch, I'll start, I'll stop, and I'll pull again. That might be helpful for some people. Let's try it. Ready, go. Yeah, just stop the bow briefly. Yeah. Now, once you get the feeling of stopping and starting the bow like that, then you can start to make the smooth change, but it'll have more of a point to it, right? So there's still a connection between the notes, but there's also now you can hear that I have that point. Same thing, 1 and 2 and 3 and... Remember, try not to bear down with your neck. Release your neck. Support with your arm. Breathing. Cool. So the next kind of speed threshold that we would get to would probably be the dotted quarter note, which would be here. That might be moving too fast for some people, so you could also combine like the long notes and the faster notes like this. Does that make sense? So you have an option. You can stay with the long notes, you can go with faster notes, or you can combine the two. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Same tonality, different bass note. Cool. The next point, or the next like speed marker would actually, it's tempting to think that it would be twice that, but it's actually 3 times that. Because, so it would be, right? So that might be too fast for some people, but you could go between, right? some of those if you want. 1 and 2 and 3 and... Going a little bit here, maybe just on an E, but I want you to just watch this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want you to hear how I've got a little bit of that pinch. Also notice how I'm using very little motion with the bow. 1 endo, 2 endo, let's go. Up. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, pull, push. Let's slow it down just a little bit. So we're just down, up, down, up, down, up. With me, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Try to relax. That's beautiful. Now let's bring it into 9. So it's going to be different now. So it's going to be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. So see if you can relax and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up. Less bow. Tip of the bow. Less bow, Lisa. And at the tip. Tip. Down. Up. Nice. Down. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Breathe. Down. Up. Keep it going. Let's see if we can do it like this now. We'll slow it down, so we're going to do down, down, up, up, 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 down, 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 up. So check it out. Check it out. Watch this. Down, down. Show me that. 2 down bows. Now up, up. Yes. Down, up, up, down. Yes. Relax. Breathe. Yes. So just watch. So maybe you can just ghost along a little bit. So down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down. With me. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up. can everybody make sure that they have both of these handouts that's on this chair, that they're able to look at that? You can share with the neighbor if you want. Let's take a second for you to get those. We're gonna do something completely different. Completely different. Way to go for it on E major 9/8. Two unfamiliar things together. Okay, let me see if I can find this. Okay, we're going to talk about chords. Actually, I'm just going to play the tune for you really quick, and I'm going to explain it, so you can just take a little breather and just like kind of watch me and learn a little bit, okay? I'm going to play Cherokee Shuffle for you. I'm going to play the whole song. I'm going to do it on my loop pedal. I'm going to play the bass part. I'm going to play the inner voices. I'm going to play the solo. And I'm going to explain everything as I go. And you're going to have all the information in front of you. And then I'm going to show you how to do everything I just did. All right? So I think of every song as having three parts. That is the bass line, the middle stuff, and the melody. The bass line, which is down low, the middle stuff, which another fancy name for that is the inner voices, but you don't need to remember that. It's just the middle stuff. And then the melody. Now, the way that those three things interact rhythmically is what makes the groove. And they all use one source material that is the same, and it's the notes and the chords. And once you recognize this, it'll change your life. It'll change the way you think about music, the way you see music, because it's all just the same source data of the notes and the chords. The reason we don't access that is because we play single lines most of the time, so we're just not even aware that this is the architecture that you're dealing with. So I'm going to start with the middle stuff on Cherokee Shuffle, and then I'm going to add the bass line. And I'm always going to just be using the three notes in every chord. So if you look at your A where it says A chord, right, you see the melody, but then underneath that, you see that there's a stack of notes. Those are the three notes in the chord, except there's a mistake because somebody put a G on that chord. That does not belong there. But there's three notes that belong there. It's an A, an E, and a C sharp, and I wrote them out for you. And that's, if you can understand that source code of every chord, then you can make all these parts. So, here we go. That's the A section. Now I'm going to go to the B section. So that's what I call the middle stuff, which is also the inner voices. But really importantly, what I want you to understand is that everything that I just played was just the notes on those stacks in front of you. Yeah?
So when you're making your loop, you didn't have to play the repeat. You were able to add on to the loop.
I have two different loops.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. Now I'm going to play the bass line. So first of all, when you play the middle stuff, you can play any combination of those notes in those stacks. It can be one note, it can be two notes, they can be spread apart, they can be arpeggiated, they can be played at the same time. It doesn't matter. So if you're playing pads, if you're playing fills, if you're playing chops, if you're playing shuffles, it's all just that source code. And it's just all the different ways that you want to mix it up. I just played one way to this, but I could have done it this way. I could have done it this way. It's all right in front of you on the page, right? So now, for the bass line, we still just use the same source information, those notes in each of those chords, but there's a different rule that applies. And the rule is that we play the letter name of the chord on the downbeat. So on an A chord, we play an A on the downbeat. In this case, I'm going to also do some other things, but I'm always going to play the letter name of the chord on the downbeat of the chord. So if you turn this down, it's a little loud. it is there's the bass line and there's the middle stuff. That's all you need. The chop doesn't even need to be there, but I might add it later, and this is all I would do. I would just do that. And that would be, we don't even need it because the groove's already there. Now, I can play over top of that the tune. That's it, all right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna play with it and we're gonna learn how to use these chord stacks and how to voice the chords. Only how to voice the chords. I'm gonna make it easier for you, and I want you to remember this, because if you're ever practicing a song like this, the first thing is, don't try to play a whole song. Just take like 1 or 2 chords. The second thing is, make sure that you have a lot of time between those two. So we're gonna take only D, A, E, and A. And we're just gonna take D and A to start. And I'm gonna make them really long, each chord really long. And we're gonna do it as a waltz, like that. So it's gonna be D, then A. Long notes out of the D stack. Do you see where it says the letter D, and underneath you see there's 3 notes there, or there's a bunch of notes, and then you see there's an A right after the D chord. So we're just going to follow. We're going to play 1 note from the D chord, and then 1 note from the A chord, then find a different note from the D chord, now a different note from the A chord. This is an eyes exercise. Eyes. 1 note from the D chord. Look at your page. 1 note from the A chord. Look at the paper. A note from D, a note from A. Use your eyes. Your eyes should not be on me, they should be on your paper. 1 note from D, 1 note from A. 1 note from D, 1 note from A. You are voicing the chords. Power right here, because now you have a relationship with the chord. You know the note that works in the chord. You're not guessing, you're not using your ears. You know, because you see it. I want you to remember this feeling: certainty, power, understanding. If you want to play 2 notes from each chord, as a double stop, you can. 2 notes from D. 2 notes from A. 2 notes from D. Right. I know everybody's thinking, I know you think, well, but I could hear my way through this, but you couldn't hear your way through other things. So we were practicing seeing it. It's like, there's always with music and with a lot of things in life, there's head and there's heart. And they can balance and help each other. So when we play music, we feel like we want to be in our heart and we want to be in our bodies, right? That's a feeling that we know. That's part of the reason we play music, because we want to be in our body, we want to be in our heart, we want to be in our feelings. That's a beautiful thing. I want that too, right? But if we leave our body and we leave our heart for a second and use our head, it can help us to do more when we're in our body, right? So this is an example of that. So let's do 2 notes, like 2 notes from D. Just listen. Right? Just like that. So pick 2 notes from D, pick 2 notes from A. Here we go. bass line. So the bass line is going to be like this. It's going to be, just listen. D, D, A. Do a pizzicato. A, D, D, A, A, D, D, A. Exactly. So the next level of the bass line, we're going to play D to the fifth, A to the fifth, or you can go down a fourth or you can go up a fifth, right? So it'll be like D to the fifth, A to the fifth, D, then up a fifth, then A, up a fifth, or down a fourth, either way. D. So we have a certain rhythm for the waltz, and now we're going to do the same progression, but we're going to do it as a we're going to do it with a different groove. So we'll do like. Once you figure out one voice, I want you to find a new voice. So I do it here. I'm done, so I find a new voice. You have to find a new voice. Now I know that one, I have to find a new one. Right? Because, yeah, 2, ready, go. Find a new voice. Eyes. Read it. Bass line, we'll play root, 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 root. So with me, pizzicato, D, 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 A, D, 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 A, Right, and the fancier version of that would be D to the fifth, D to the fifth, A to the fifth. When you go to the fifth of the chord, you can either go up a fifth or down a fourth. And you can mix it up, so check it out. So I might play D down a fourth, D up a fifth, then A up a fifth, then A down a fourth. So let's practice that. 2, ready, go. Of a song is to practice playing a bass line just like this. And I just want to reflect upon the fact that the bass players, play what you just did right now, which is, it's hard to do that, right? It's like, oh, it's kind of taxing and you're thinking hard, but it's not, technically it's not hard to do. And that's part of the reason I think we don't ever do it, because we're like, oh, that's too boring, that's too easy for me. But it's not really easy, is it, to do it well, right? And then if you think about bass players, like they do this on every chorus of every song, of every set, of every night, for their whole life, right? Their entire life. That's what a bass player does. They do that role. So I feel like, and not just a bass player, but anybody in the accompanist role. And I feel like, so one of the best things for all of us is to take on the labor of being an accompanist, to take on the labor of being a bass role or whatever. And there's so many benefits that come on from taking that kind of labor on. So many benefits that will come up and will help you be a better soloist. It'll help you have better rhythm. It'll help you know the chord progressions. It'll help you feel more confident. It'll help you do all the things that you want. But you're avoiding it, but I'm making it really easy for you right now. So if you look at bar 11 on this page, and this is the Cherokee Shuffle page. I'm sorry, cellists and violists, because I did not have, I was limited with my printing, so I did not print off chord stacks for Cherokee Shuffle. But we all have the ability with the Cherokee Shuffle lead sheet to play the bass line, because we do not need to read chord stacks. All we need to read is the letter. So I want you to come in at measure 11. We're just going to listen, and we're going to look with our eyes while we listen. So if I still have this loop here, we go measure 11, D, A, D, A, D, A, F sharp, E, A. Right? Did you catch that? We're gonna do it again. You're gonna practice looking ahead so you're ready for what's coming. And even if you just do this, like with my voice, you just play that note. So I'll count us into measure 11, 2, 3, 4, D, A, D, A, D, A, F sharp, E, A. Let's just do that. So you're gonna try to pizzicato on the downbeat, but it's gotta be together. You gotta look ahead. Ready? I'll count you in. 2 bars for free. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. D, A. We're just pizzicatoing. D, A, D, A, F sharp, E. Do it again. Measure 11. D, A, D, A, D, A. Repeats. F sharp, E, A. Do it again. D, A. You're a bass player. Congratulations. D, A, F sharp, E, A. Now, I want you to either keep doing that, but play it, make it feel good. Play it in time. Vibrate. Play it in tune. Right? Like Miles. He has to do that. He has to think about all these things whenever he plays the bass, right?
I tried.
Yeah.
Try to play.
Yeah, and you guys played the jam session last night in the balcony. Who was on the balcony last night at the jam session?
He was great.
He played bass for you the whole time, didn't he?
Yeah, what a fan.
Yeah. What a guy. Give it up for Miles. Yeah. Right? And he didn't ask, he was like, yeah, you guys play your melodies. And he listened. But what did he do? He just heard he had never heard any of those songs before. He heard you play the melodies. Nobody told him the bass line. Nobody gave him the chart, and he just figured it out, didn't he? So
Well, everybody was helping me out.
Oh, they were. Oh.
I was having my hand held.
Oh, okay. All right. But he remembered them pretty quick once he learned them too, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how do you remember a chord progression? Play bass lines. Play bass lines. What if you don't know the chords of the song? How do you deal with that? You Google it, or you ask somebody. The power of asking questions. So, okay, now you can either do what we just did, or you can do root, fifth, root, fifth, root, fifth. Okay, here we go. Measure 11. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass line. Do it again. Measure 11. Times. Measure 11. Remember, remember Miles did it 200 times last night, 2,000 times. We're not going to do an exercise on this, but just looking at the, or maybe I'll just let the cellos and violas just lay out for a second while we do the exercise. But if we try to do just pads, we're going to want to use the chord stacks for this. So if I do pads, those are pads, right? They're just long chord tones. I did them double stops, so you don't have to do them double stops. So let's try that, pads. Sorry, cellos and violas, I don't have it in your clef. You can just watch or you can keep with the bass line if you want, okay? 1, 2, on the pads. Measure 11. We come down, so maybe we start high. Well, maybe the next one I'll start low and I'll go up, so it'll be D, D, A, D, A, D, A, F, F sharp, E, A. Right, so again, mixing up the voicings. 1, 2, ready, go. But you can also do arpeggiated figures. So if I did, you see it's the same thing. It's just, we're just separating the voicing. Let me slow this down a little bit so we can do a little something with it. Let's go back to a waltz feel. And what chords do we all have in common? We have A, we have D, A, and we have F sharp. So let's do those three. Yeah. Yeah, let's try that. So I'm going to do, this is the progression I'm going to do. I'm going to do D, F sharp minor, because the cello's over there, you have this A, F sharp minor, D, F sharp minor, now A, F sharp minor, D major, so we're using our chord stacks, A major, oh, sorry, oh, A, I forgot my own progression, then back to F sharp minor, D, F sharp minor, A, F sharp minor. So from the 4, D, to the 1, to the 6, or sorry, I have no idea what I'm talking about, sorry. Right, so you can, see if you can play that pattern. You be able to see lots of different places where you can play that pattern. And to the cellos over there, Gabriel and Charlotte. So you have those 3 chords, they're just not in a row. But do you see them? Like they're all 3 of those on that pocket stack. So find different iterations of that pattern. I forgot what I did. What did I do? D to F sharp minor to A to F sharp minor. That's right. 1 and 2 and 3 and F sharp minor, A major, F sharp minor, D major, different voice, F sharp minor, A major, F sharp minor, new voice at D, F sharp minor, A major, F sharp minor. Right? So I'll show you one more trick on this and then we'll take a little break. So we're in the key of, what key are we really in? Are we in D major? Or in A major? I can't tell actually. I'm really confused. Yeah, maybe we're in D major, maybe we're in A major at this point. I'm not really sure. But the point is that we can land on any one of these chord tones on strong beats, and then in between we can play out of that, whatever scale you think you're in. Which I'm going to say is maybe A major at this point. So listen, that's a chord tone, and then in between. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what progression I'm playing. Yeah, that's a hard progression. Let me change it.
Good.
Well, I was gonna throw an E chord in there, but then I didn't give them the E stack over there, the cello, so I didn't want to. So let us see. I'll figure it out. Thank you. Let's see. We're just gonna go from D to A. That's what we're gonna do. So check this word. D, then A. Deciding that we're in the key of A major. And so here's the exercise. You play a chord tone on the downbeat, but then in between downbeats you can do whatever you want. So it's like I use one of the notes from the D chord, so you're using your eyes and you're like, I know that I can play one of these notes on the downbeat. And then I can land on that downbeat. The idea is that you play a chord tone on a strong beat. You play a chord tone on a strong beat. Chord tone on a strong beat, and then in between you can do whatever you want. That's the big idea. So you do that at your tempo. Now, can you only just play chord tones? Yes. If you play a chord tone, it always sounds right because you're expressing the chord by playing a note that's in the chord. That's yeah. So try that. 1 and 2 and 3 and D chord. So before we head out for a little short break, so to review, like what are we doing? We're taking just 2 chords and we're slowing them way down and we're getting to know them, right? Through like using our head, right? And if you can do that with 2 chords, then you can do it with more chords in a song. And then you can do it faster tempo if you can do it at slow tempo. This is how we do it. And you can always write things down, right? But this gives you the understanding. Then you can develop towards the skill to be able to do that. Let me make a couple quick announcements. So first of all, the youth today at 4 o'clock hopefully are going to perform for us. So youth, make sure your parents know that they're invited to the concert at 4 o'clock. And that'll be on the balcony, I guess. Yeah, probably be on the balcony. Other things, we now have at the landing page, we are live for next year. So it's official. The first week will be Father's Day 2025, which is June 22nd of the first week, and the second week will be the next Sunday. So that's June 22nd is session A, starts on Sunday, Father's Day, and then the following Sunday. Anybody that enrolls tonight, but before the end of tonight, you can enroll with a smaller deposit. It is a non-refundable deposit, but you will get a massive discount. And also, I will personally give you a free 45-minute lesson sometime in the month of September, valued at $150. So that's the incentive for you to sign up for next year. You don't have to decide which week you're going to sign up for yet. There's going to be 2 weeks, and we want you to come back. So anyway, that's enough announcements. 15 minutes. I'll see you back here in 15 minutes. Thank you. Go to events and then look for us. To find it at my website, you just go to christianhouse.com and then go to events.
This is my first show. That's the confusing part, right? Well, that's, I think that's one of the reasons because people aren't saying keys, which is probably super like, can you just give me a video? And then I can figure out the instrument when you do it. But yeah, because people play the same tune, they're like, it's really confusing.
Cool. Welcome back. So, cellos, you're gonna wanna have your pencil on a piece of paper for this next one, if possible. I wanna do a quick thing about pentatonic scales. So, for everybody that has the Killarney Boys of Pleasure, what I did was I wrote out the G major, or also known as the E minor pentatonic, at the bottom of the page there, where it says G major or E minor pentatonic. That is, I did the work for you of writing out a pentatonic scale. But that's something you're gonna wanna do if it's in a different key. But cellos, right now, I'm gonna recommend that you write out the notes in the G major, also known as E minor pentatonic. And I'm gonna tell everybody what they are. So when you're ready, and maybe Charlotte, if Charlotte's got the paper, then maybe Gabriel can share with hers. Okay. So you're just gonna write out these 5 notes, which is, well, I'll start on E actually. So it's E, G, A, B, D. But you want to write them out everywhere that they occur in first position on your instrument. So for the cello, the lowest note is a D. Same thing for alto. Sorry, alto. So the lowest note in an E minor pentatonic scale on a cello or viola is a D. So you're going to write D, then you're going to write E, then G, A, B, and keep going until you get to the D. So D, E, G, A, B. And then just keep going. D, E, G, A, B. Until you run out of room in first position on the cello. So for cellos, probably go up to the note D or E on your A string. That's about as far as you need to go. D, E, G, A, B. Yeah. All the D, E's, G, A's, and B's. So the thing about pentatonic scales, everybody tries to hear their way through pentatonic scales, but they never really learn them. I did that for a long time. And so I like to use this visual reference to learn the pentatonic scale. And there's lots of different pentatonic scales, but this is kind of the main one. We'll call this the E minor pentatonic scale. It's also known as the G major pentatonic scale. So when we're learning the major scale, what I talked about earlier is just like using the key signature. But with the pentatonics, I don't do it that way. I use it by I memorize it. So I'm going to make a loop for us to practice the pentatonic scale using the visual aid. It's not going to be that. So I'll make a new loop. Let's see here.
You must be doing pretty well then.
Yeah, good luck.
I made it in 7, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my gosh, I am so tired or something.
Kind of like it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is cool, but I don't want to make people work in 7. They're gonna
So
rebel.
any boys of pleasure in 7.
Yeah, right. So, we'll start on D. Play after me, and you're gonna read your paper. Read your paper where I wrote out the notes there, right? So I'm starting on D. Play after me. Play after me. Play after me. Starting on G, starting on E, starting on D. So now reading on the paper, starting on the note D, we're going to play a sequence. Okay, 1, 2, 3 on D. E, G, A. Down from B. Right. So coming up from, we're going to play 6 notes now. So after me. So this is how we start. We sing and play one note. So we start with D. You play D, play D. Now sing D. D. step one. Good job. Step two is we do two notes. D, E, good. That's step two. Step three. D, that's it. Then you're ready for the last step. Are you ready? Okay? So we're gonna sing and play the pattern. So sing and play after me. Alright, so check this out. So I'm gonna ba-ba-doo-bee, ba-ba-doo-dee. Let's do the other way. So we're gonna do ba-ba-doo-bee, ba-ba-doo-dee. So we're gonna do that together, starting on G, okay? So we play it, then we sing it, then we start on A. I'll give you 3 beats for free. 1, 2, 3. Ba-ba-doo-bee, ba-ba-doo-bee. Come down. Yeah, nice. So the next thing would be to trade and sing, right? We talked about, Alvin and I talked about this before, because we might embody music in different ways if we play multiple instruments or if we sing and play an instrument. So for some of us, it'll be easier to access the source of our musical source by singing, right? You ever experience that, Anya? Like, you sing and then you understand the music differently than when you have your fiddle in your hand, or if you have your guitar in your hand, you might feel something else differently about the music.
Yes, I used to work outside. I'm working on tapping my foot when I play rhythm. You know, it's just something that kind of connects you, like you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can trade. So you can sing it a line, and then you either try to play the line back or just play a different line back. Playing and singing. So mix it up however you want and use the pentatonics. But the real lesson from this is that if you want to learn pentatonic scale, write it down and practice patterns and then you're going to memorize it and then you'll know it. Don't try to hear your way through it. So just have some fun with this pentatonic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. before we go to our breakouts, I'll just show you one. I'm just going to show you a quick example of how this can also be put into practice. If I can find this, it's not that. Wait, I think it's 87C. Yeah, so this is like a soul R&B tune by P.J. Morton called Say So. I covered this in my Zoom class a couple weeks ago. If you don't know about those, you should join them. We have Zoom classes every week where you'll be safely muted on your side doing this kind of exercise, right? So I'm just going to show you using two different pentatonics here. So the first pentatonic I'm going to use, I think C major, and then I go to E flat major. I just want you to hear how it sounds. Now, in order to be able to do like the scale pairs, we did this the other day. We did scale pairs where we played one phrase from C major or D major and then one from F major, right? So we did the same thing with pentatonics, right? So I think I use C major. Yeah. So C major pentatonic. Then E flat. Right? I'm also mixing the major scale. I also use a little bit of bebop scale there too, right? So anyway, that's just mixing those two different pentatonic scales. All right, so we're gonna do breakouts, breakout groups. The kids are gonna go with Jess. Everybody else is gonna do breakouts. I want you to continue to explore your free improvisations because tonight in the concert you can do free improvisations. It doesn't have to just be tunes. Yeah, question.
Different learning styles helps me to think of what notes aren't in the pentatonic. So on this one, if I write no C and no F,
Oh, that's cool.
it helps.
That's great. I love that.
Right, less to remember, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, any questions about anything? Okay, so go to your breakouts. For the adults, we'll reconvene here around 11:30 if you want to just like get feedback on the breakouts. And then around lunch, the faculty will be powwowing and figuring out what's going on for the rest of the day. So it will all be made clear at some point. Again, dinner is on your own tonight. So hopefully you've got the lay of the land now. Yeah, the kids, you guys can go down with Jess and then Michael will join you in a little while and we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
There you go. Yes.